Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरवृंदा हरे कृष्ण प्रभु थैंक यू
प्रभु हरे कृष्ण प्रभु लेट अस वेलकम वेदा माता जी फॉर द भजन हरे कृष्ण माता जी
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी
यस माता जी प्लीज गो अहेड
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव जय विघ्न विनाश जय नरसिंह देव भक्त वत्सला जय नरसिंह देव जय विघ्न विनाश जय नरसिंह देव भक्त वत्सला जय नरसिंह देव जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल जय जय श्री राधा माधव की जय। जय जय श्री सर्व विघ्न विनाश लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव की जय। जय जय श्री भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। हरि बोल। हरे कृष्ण
Hari
प्रभु।
bol, Hare Krishna Mataji. It was so melodious. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let us welcome Chandrashekar Prabhu to disclose that on the chapter number 10, the opulences of the Absolute. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Let me share my screen. Hare Krishna to all dear devotees. Welcome to the Bhagavad Gita session. So today we are covering chapter 10, that is the opulence of the Absolute. Let us start with prayers so that we get the mercy of Guru and Krishna. Hold your hands. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let us offer a sincere obeisance to His Grace Divine, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Sunnath for Shiksha Guru Sunnath Prabhuji, as well as Saint Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Yeah, so as we saw yesterday in chapter 9, so we learned about the knowledge, inconceivable relationship with Krishna, and how the non-worshippers are there, and also the glories of bhakti, and we also learned how to offer bhoga to Krishna, what are the different ways, right? So today we'll understand in chapter 10 about hearing, right? The more we hear about Krishna, the more faith we develop and more we engage into the devotional service, the essence of Gita, and the acceptance, right? Acceptance of Krishna, and also reveals. So Krishna reveals more and more as we get into the devotional service, right? As you can see, the which is covered through Shloka 1 to 7. Essence of Gita is covered through Shloka 8 to 11 of chapter 10. And acceptance is covered through Shloka 11 to 18. And we get more really Krishna reveals more through Shloka 19 to 42. Actually, Krishna wants Arjuna to hear, right? So you can see the Shloka numbers where Arjuna is asking these questions, right? What is the process to develop firm faith in Krishna, right? And Krishna's mercy is essential. How to get free from sins, right? Different qualities. So here you can see, we can also take a story from Prabhuji, who is our Shiksha Guru. So he is to tell. So the faith, right? So the essence of actually Krishna is a cause of all causes, right? And to understand that there is a story like Lakshmi are in Kunta, and they are looking at this material world and discussing with each other. And as we see right in the my dear Lord, see in this world, so many people are actually wanting me, right? So very less people are wanting you to be more powerful, right? So she is discussing with Narayana. So Narayana also says, yes, yes, Lakshmi, more people are behind you. But he was casually, Narayana was saying, yes, yes, you are more wanted by many people in this material world. But still, Lakshmi was not convinced. Like she wanted to demonstrate to Narayana that more people are following Lakshmi than Narayana, right? So she asked Narayana, my dear Lord, shall I show you with a small experiment? Okay, so then say Narayana say, yeah, yeah, Lakshmi, you can show me. Then Lakshmi, or she decides to experiment this and show Narayana that how more people are behind Lakshmi, right? So what Lakshmi does is in the ground, I mean, on the earth, there is one funeral going on actually. So, sorry. So one of the pious men who has died, okay, and there is a funeral going on, and you can see as in the funeral there are hundreds of people going along with the dead body, right? So there are four people who are carrying him, and there is a son, the elder son, who is carrying that pot of the fire, is carrying along with the dead body. He's there in front of that, and there are so many people, the villagers. There are so many people behind the procession, right? So they are going on the way, right? And what Lakshmi does is like just the 100 meters from away from this procession, so she starts showering the gold coins, right? So like a rain comes, right? So she starts showering gold coin in some particular area where like the heap of gold coins starts falling there, right? So when all the villagers see this, so they just leave this funeral process and they just run away there, because whoever gets more, whoever can accumulate more gold coins, so it will be their gold coins, right? So all the villagers go running behind, like they can see that gold coins falling there, and definitely like everyone is interested in money only, right? So they start running towards the gold coins, right? And even the close relatives also who are carrying the dead body, they also like they drop the dead body there itself, and they also run behind those gold coins to accumulate that. And the son, after seeing everyone is living, and he is also like thinking of the future, and he thinks the more gold coin I accumulate, my future will be safe. So he also leaves that pot there, and he goes to accumulate the gold coins, right? So now Lakshmi tells Narayana, see, Narayana, see, my dear Lord, see, as I told, so there are so many people. They just want to me, irrespective of in which situation they are, irrespective of what they are doing. So if they see the money, they are ready to leave whatever they are doing, and even if it's right or wrong. So they'll just simply come behind me to accumulate more wealth, right? Yeah. So Narayana says, yeah, that's right. So everyone is going there. But I didn't understand one thing. Then Narayana says that why that dead body is not going there. So everyone went there, but why that dead body is not going there? So then Lakshmi says casually, like, so there is no life in that body, right? So then Narayana says, how that life comes? Then Lakshmi says, yeah, so that life comes through you, my dear Lord. So then she realizes that, yeah, so even though she was knowing, but she has forgotten that the like Narayana is the, I mean, the Krishna is the source of everything, right? So if there is no Paramatma in our heart, then there is no life. So as soon as the Paramatma goes out of our body, so the body is of no use, right? So just because of that soul that is there, and also because of the Paramatma, so we are doing all these activities, right? So that is the source of Krishna is the source of life. So through this story, we can understand. So even if you show so much of good coin, if there is no life, if there is so much of wealth, there is no life in the body, is of no use. And also with this, we can also understand that whatever wealth we acquire through our day-to-day life, right? So it is only limited to the time we are till the time the soul is in our body, right? We just have to leave everything and leave this body and go away, right? So we should try to balance our life, that whatever is the necessity, we should just try to acquire that much. And Krishna, as he is source of everything, he knows what is required for us, or what is as per our karma credit, what is there to be received will be received, right? So irrespective of whatever happens in our life, Krishna is there to uh, provide whatever is supposed to come to us, right? And because we do have the right of getting that, because we have done those karmas. So as per our pious things, same thing we'll enjoy and suffer, right? Even if you try so many things, you will not acquire more than what you are supposed to get, right? So that's why. So we should not be behind the money, because it is temporary, and there is no end to the desires, right? So uh, as soon as, like, I mean, as long as we are attached to this Krishna, like the devotional service, so Krishna will take care of our desires. Like whatever is the right desire for us, he will develop that kind of desire, right? So why Krishna wants to hear all these things, like why Krishna wants Arjuna to hear all these things is, it is important. The more we hear, right? So the more we hear, it will help us develop that faith, right? What is the faith? How we can develop the faith in Krishna, right? And Krishna's mercy is essential. How to get free from sins, right? So we'll understand more through further slides, right? Okay, so key slokas of this chapter 10, right? Etam vibhutim yogam cha mama yo vetti tattvataha so vikalpena yogena yujete natra samshayah. One who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mind engages in unallied devotional service of this, right? So here Krishna is clearly telling that one who is actually convinced of the power of Krishna, right? So as we have seen in the initial chapters, as the opulences of Krishna, right? So there are 6 opulences, as we know, right? So the Krishna is the most powerful person, right? He's the most beautiful person. He's the most intelligent person. He's the most famous person, right? And he's also most renunciation. Like he is the most renounced person, because even though everything is created by him, he is not attached to that, right? So everything in this universe is belonging to Krishna, but still he is not attached to that kind of a thing, right? So why we call him a god is because he has all the 6 opulences. So you can see in this material world, someone might be very rich, but he may not be very intelligent, or he may not be very powerful, right? So people may have one or the other opulences, but still they will not be having all the thing. He may not be the highest person having that opulence, right? But there will be people, again, there will be someone will be having more wealth than other person. Like you can say, take the list of richest persons in the world, right? So that keep on changing, right? Sometimes Bill Gates was there, right? Sometimes Elon Musk was there, right? So like that, and they keep on swapping. Sometimes they go to position 1, 2. But Krishna is having all the opulences in him, right? So all the 6 opulences, right? As we have seen in many stories as well. So he is very famous also, because there are no that those many pastimes or leelas more than what Krishna has done, right? He's so popular, right? So like that, so he has all the 6 opulences. That is why even in our previous chapters through the scriptures also, it is proved that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, right? So people who believe that, who are convinced that all these opulences belong to Krishna, so then they engage themselves in the unalloyed devotional service, right? So the devotional service, once you are engaged, so it will start purifying us, right? So we'll understand. So this is one of the key shlokas of this chapter, right? So faith in Krishna's existence. So the beautiful design of the universe itself. So how we can understand that Krishna is the source of everything, right? So you can see this here. So the beautiful design of the universe itself is enough to establish our faith in the existence of God, right? So many people may question, right? How we can say that God is there, right? So you can see the so many beautiful design. For example, if you take any flower, right? So there are so many colors given to different flowers, right? How those colors are given. Even a artist, even if you make him sit for so long, also he will not be able to create a picture of a flower which is so as beautiful as it is the nature has given or the God has given, right? And you can see the fragrance, where that fragrance is coming in all those flowers. It's all because of Krishna, right? And the taste of water, right? So when even though you can, if you, when you drink so much of a juice or anything, the thirst will not go unless you drink the water, right? So why that taste is there? So all this is because of Krishna. And also you can take the nature, right? So beautiful nature. There are so many trees, so many animals, right? So there is some balance, and each has a dependency on each other, right? So if something is not available as then some things will not, and like for example the rain, the process of rain, right? So the ocean gets heat from the sun, and then it evaporates and forms the cloud again. The clouds moves somewhere, and once they're ready to shower, so the rain comes, right? And this is automatic cycle, right? So how come without any person having behind this, how is it possible to have this kind of a beautiful design of the universe, right? So this itself shows that the Krishna is there, the existence of God is there, right? Then faith in Krishna's relevance, right? He is the cause of all the causes. He is the sustainer, right? So Brahma himself has told in the Brahma Samhita that Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karavana. So Brahma himself has told that Ishvara Paramakrishna means is the supreme controller. Who is Krishna is the supreme controller, right? And he is the cause of all causes, right? So when Brahma himself is telling, so these are proved, right? So Krishna is the cause of all causes. He is the superior. He is the supreme personality of Godhead, right? And then can also see faith in Krishna's benevolence, right? So to the extent we try to understand him, to the extent he extends his mercy upon us, right? So what this means is the the level of surrender we do to Krishna, accordingly he will reciprocate on us the mercy upon us, right? So if you dedicate your 100% of time to Krishna with intensely chanting Krishna, with intensely engaging in devotional service, accordingly you will get the more revealing details from Krishna himself, right? So he himself will take care of your desires, right? So whatever the right desires you should have to progress in the spiritual journey, he will provide that. If someone is just doing only chanting just for the sake of chanting, then he will also receive accordingly the mercy from Krishna, right? So what this means is that to the extent you surrender, the same quantity is reciprocated by Krishna, right? The more you intensely engage in devotional service, the more mercy you will get from Krishna. The less you engage yourself, the less mercy you will be received from Krishna, right? And faith in Krishna's intelligence, right? Krishna plans and decisions are always wiser than ours, right? So because Krishna knows everything, right? He knows our past because we have taken so many births and deaths are have passed already. And since Krishna is there with us as Paramatma, right? And accordingly he creates the situations and provides the benefits or the sufferings based on our karma credit. Why Krishna remembers everything? Because he is not changing the body. As a Paramatma, he is there with us. But as an individual soul, we are changing the body. As soon as we change the body, we forget what we did in the previous body, right? Like that, we have spent so many things. We have so many lives, and we have developed so much of desires. We have done so much of pious things. We have done so much of sinful things, right? All those things are there. So because based on all those things, what we are facing in this life are because of those things as well, right? And Krishna plans So Krishna has a better plan than what we have, because he knows what we did in the past and what we are supposed to get in this life or the future lives as well. Because what through this, what we should understand is whatever is happening is for good for us, right? So there is a king and a minister. So we'll go through a story. So where the king was going for hunting. So he was fond of hunting. So he used to go to hunting along with his team, right? So minister was always accompanying the king. So once they go to the forest, and they were doing the hunting for some animals and all. And in that process, what happened some in one day, like king was on the horse, and he by seeing the cobra, right? So when it jumped suddenly, and the king lost control of that horse, and he also fell down. And as soon as he fell down, like he was just near that cobra only, cobra snake only, and that snake bite his finger, right? So what happens is, like he knows that it is in the middle of the forest, and the cobra has bitten him. So the poison will spread to all his body, right? Now it has just bitten his thumb. So king takes the decision that before it spreads to the entire my body, so because I'm in the middle of a forest, let me chop this thumb itself, because it will avoid spreading the poison throughout the body. So he immediately chops his thumb, and then he so that he recovers from that poison spreading to the entire body. So when minister also was there, so when he sees this, so he says it is good, right? Because minister understands that whatever is happening, it is good for us. He believes that, right? And minister says in front of the king that so it is good only, very good only, that whatever has happened is good for us. But that king is angry. How come you say that this is very good because I lost my thumb, right? He got angry, and he asked the soldiers to uh, put him into jail, because king does not agree with what minister has said. How come it will be good for me when I lost my thumb? So he locks the minister in jail, and then after 3 4 days, when that pain of this removal of thumb is gone, he is again going to the hunting in the forest, right? So because he is very much passionate about hunting, so he again goes into the forest, and this time he goes deep into the forest, and there is a tribal community, right? So in the forest, deep in the forest, and they don't know, they have their own language, and they are not civilized, so they have their own culture and all of that. And when this king was there, they found him, right? The tribal people were able to see this king, and they catch hold of him. And there was a festival, actually. There was a big festival of the tribal community in the forest. So the king was taken there. Even though he was shouting, like, yeah, I am the king of this province, and you all are my citizens. But they don't understand this language, right? So as you know, that tribal community has their own language and this thing. So they were carrying him like a goat is carried on the stick, right? So they are tied, both hands and legs are tied, and to the stick, and two people are carrying front and back to their boss, right? Irrespective of what this king is shouting, that I am your king and all, so they are not listening at all. They're just carrying him. So there was a festival, and they had to do a narabali, right? So they had to sacrifice to please their goddess. One human being they have to sacrifice, and they found this king for that purpose, right? So they carry him, and they prepare him to be killed, right? So in front of everyone, so king was taken, and he was made to sit there. And but this king, even though he was shouting, he was not able to. They were not able to listen to him, right? So finally, what king was doing, he folds his hands like this, and praise them to their boss, that that please forgive me. So when he folds his hands, so then the soldiers see that he is not having one thumb, right? So then what happens? Because see, when they have to give a Narabali, so the human body has to be complete in all aspects. Since this person, this king, is not having this thumb, so they reject to kill him because it will not fulfill the process of giving the Narabali because he is not complete, right? So they send him back, right? So now the king is realized that this removal of thumb was good because he was saved because of that. He is not having thumb, right? So he is not complete. That's why. So he was convinced that whatever has happened to him for like losing his thumb was a good thing, right? So he was happy. So finally, that tribal people leave him and ask him to go back, right? So he comes back to his palace, and then he goes directly to the cell where that minister was locked, right? So he goes there and he releases him and tell that yeah, you are right, and so because of my thumb not being there, like it was chopped, right? So I was saved by the tribal community because they didn't kill me because I was not having thumb, and it was good. And whatever you were saying was good. But King asked, how come it is? See, as you were so much like you are such a good person, but you are in jail for the last 3 days, right? And do you still think that it is good for you also? It's the minister says yes, 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 King. It is good for me. So everything, whatever is happening, it is good for me. So then King asks, "How come you say that that was good for you, even though you were doing so much of good service to me? You are put into jail for last so many days, and you still think that it is good for you. How come you can say that?" So then the minister says, so if I was not in this jail, so for this hunting also, where you went to this area where tribal community was there, I was also accompanying you because you usually take me also along with you. So I also would have been with you. And since you were not having thumb, they left you. If I was with you, then they would have killed me, right? Since I was locked in this jail, I was not able to come along with you. So that's why I was also saved. So that's how uh, minister explains. Then yeah, king understands that. So with this story, what we have to take away is that whatever is happening in our life is for our good only. For that moment, we may feel that the things are not going in what we are expecting, right? But whatever Krishna has planned, it is much better than what we can plan because he knows everything, right? So you can also take a simple example. It's like when you are standing on the first floor or second floor, you can see much better things than what a person who is sitting on the ground floor, right? So ground floor person can only see to some extent, right? But the people who are on the first floor or second floor, he can see the entire scenario there, right? What's happening there. So like that. So Krishna has been with us for so many lifetimes, right? And he has seen what our desires are there and what sinful activities we have done, what pious activities we have done. So he has his own plan of when to give and what to give, right? And Krishna ensures that whatever we have is preserved and whatever we are lacking, it is provided to us, right? And whatever is happening in this, everyone's life is good for everyone, actually, right? So based on the circumstances, people may feel that something is going bad for them and all of that. But once those who have the faith in Krishna, right? So they understand, right? So they take it easily. So when you understand all of this, like the karma, and you understand that whatever is happening for good for us. So when you have this knowledge of because of this Bhagavad Gita, then the leading of life becomes very easy, right? So whatever difficulties come in your life, you will be there to you will be there to face it, right? So you will understand that yeah, so this is because I have done something wrong in the past and I'm facing this, right? So you should be always thankful to Krishna. Whatever is happening, it's good for us, right? You just keep into devotional service, engage more and more in pleasing Krishna or devotional service, then things will automatically fall in place, right? So if people who are not having this knowledge, they get into panic, right? So, and they get frustrated. In that frustration, they do some other bad things, right? So ultimately, they will destroy their life, right? But people who are having this knowledge from the Bhagavad Gita, so it becomes very, very easy for them to face all the situation, whether it is personal life, professional life, any other thing, right? So it's very easy, and they will be even able to help others also to understand this knowledge, right? Right. So this story, this kind of stories help us understand very well, right? And then faith in faith in Krishna's intelligence also, because that's Krishna's plans and decisions are always wiser than ours, right? Lessons to learn in section 1, right? So the more one hears, the more one becomes fixed in devotional service, right? So even if you take the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra chanting, right? So it's very important that we hear each and every word of that 16 word mantra, right? It's not that we should focus on something, and also our only focus should be to hear what we are saying, right? If you every time when you say this Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So you should be attentively listening to each and every word of that 16 words. Then only it is effective, right? Only focus should be that. The more one hears, the more one becomes in fictional devotional service. So that will develop the devotional service towards Krishna, right? So we should not we should avoid chanting like while watching TV or having mobile in the hand, right? So that will not be useful, right? Even if you chant 108 times, out of that you might have heard only 2 or 3 times, right? It's all of waste of time also, and you may think that you have done 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 1 round, whatever, but you might have not done it properly, right? Whenever you are doing, do it properly. Listen to each and every word that you're saying when you are chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So hearing is very important here, right? So even here, when you are chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you should hear your Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. When you are hearing the classes like this Bhagavad Gita session, so your attention should be more on the hearing part, because even Bhagavatam class or Bhagavad Gita class or any leelas of Krishna you are hearing, so you should give importance to hearing, right? The Shravanam is the important thing. So it will develop the devotional service, right? To understand Krishna and his teachings in Bhagavad Gita, we need Krishna's blessings, right? So this is a second important point we need to learn, that without the blessings of Krishna, we will not be able to understand Bhagavad Gita, right? So we should have that uh, mode of understood with the humble mode and with the mode of surrender. If we listen to Bhagavad Gita, then only Krishna will mercy his blessings, right? So we need those blessings. So when you are start listening to Bhagavad Gita, you should pray before doing that. That Krishna, please shower your mercy or blessings so that I can understand or I can develop more devotional service onto you, right? Should have that prayer, should do that prayer and start things. Then definitely you can observe also, when you do the chanting with starting with the prayer, then your chanting goes very well. If you do just like that, you will not be doing the chanting properly. You will be distracted, right? So that mercy, that blessing of Krishna is required for chanting or also or to understand the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, right? And it's a great fortune of living entity to come in contact with Bhagavad Gita and associate with devotees, right? So as it is mentioned in Shloka 3 of the chapter 10, that we are all fortunate. So all the living entities who are getting in touch with the association of devotees and they are getting an opportunity to understand Bhagavad Gita, they are all fortunate, right? So we should understand. So these are the 3 important lessons that we can take from this section 1, right? through shloka 1, 2, 3, it is understood, right? So one is hearing is important. The second one is we should have the blessings of Krishna to understand Bhagavad Gita. We are able to understand Bhagavad Gita, right? We'll go further. Okay. So aham prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Right. So in this shloka 8, Krishna himself is telling that. So he is the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Right. So actually, this spiritual world is 3/4 of this entire creation, whereas material world is just 25%. Right. Actually, the spiritual world is much, much bigger than this material world. This material world is just 25% of the entire creation, right? And everything emanates from me. So Krishna is telling that everything is coming from himself. Like, see, you can see in the picture on the right side. So there are so many universes are being created through the force of Vishnu's body, right? And in each of those universe, again, you can see the entire Brahmanda. What we are living is just one bubble you can see there. So that's one planet. I mean, can see the 14 lokas are there again in that. We'll see in another picture when we get to there. So what he's saying is he is the source of everything, and everything comes out of him. Even people who believe in Brahma Jyoti, right? So that Brahma Jyoti is nothing but the effulgence coming out of Krishna's body, right? And the wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts, right? So the one who knows about this with the faith that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so then they engage themselves in the devotional service and worship him, right? So people who doubt a thing, then they will not be going to take any mercy. So the key point here is to surrender to Krishna, right? So when Krishna himself is telling in Bhagavad Gita, and that Bhagavad Gita is there from so many years, right? So Krishna himself had told that he has told it to Sun God, Vivaswan. 12 crore 4 lakh years back, this was told, and it is there since that time. And he himself, Krishna, is declaring that I am the source of everything, I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then there should not be any doubt at all to not to believe that, right? And people who question that, then they will miss this opportunity, right? What we should do is like whoever like once we know that this is coming out from Krishna, right? So what proof you need, right? And the Bhagavad Gita himself, in the Bhagavad Gita itself is Krishna, and Bhagavad Gita is the greatest thing that we have. And in that, Krishna himself is declaring that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and everything is because of him. Everything is, he is the source for everything. Then there is no other way. Then why we should like believe? We should believe that only, right? And then people who understand this and take it and surrender, then they are fortunate and they actually proceed further in this spiritual path and go back to Krishna by escaping the cycle of birth and death, right? So those people who understand this, they start into getting into devotional service. That's what is mentioned in this sloka, right? Essence of Bhagavad Gita, right? So you can understand through Shloka 8 and 11, right? Machit madagata prana bodhayantaha parasaparam kathayeyantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. Right. So here Krishna is telling about the behavior of his devotees, right? So the thought of my pure devotees dwell in me. So they are always thinking about Krishna, the devotees, and their lives are fully devoted to my service. So all the devotees are always engaging their lives in devotional service of Krishna. So they are always engaging themselves in pleasing Krishna, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another, right? So they are always satisfied. The devotees of Krishna are always satisfied, and they are blissful, right? And they are conversing about Krishna only with each other, right? So when you, even if you come to ISKCON, HBR, so there is a, Srila Prabhupada has started this love feast on every Sunday. So what happens in every ISKCON temple, if you visit on Sunday morning, so actually the daily routine is that in morning 4:30 a.m. There is a Mahamangalarti happens, right? So when first thing in the Brahma Muhurta, the Mahamangalarti happens to Lord Krishna, right? 4:30, and then so usual schedule I am just explaining so that you can also observe whenever you visit ISKCON temple. Any ISKCON, see the regular schedule is that 4:30 a.m. Mahamangalarti happens. And after that, Tulsi Aarti happens. And after Tulsi Aarti, uh, all the devotees sit in front of Tulsi plant and they do chanting, right? So people who are doing 16 rounds of chanting, they is finished from 5 around 7:30. There is a darshan happens again, right? So then after the darshanarti, usually the temple is open. But on Sunday, so there is a Bhagavatam class also around 8 o'clock. So some senior devotee or Maharaj or someone will be invited to give the Bhagavatam class, which is about Krishna only. So Bhagavad Gita is like uh, the teachings from Krishna himself, whereas Bhagavatam is all the uh, pastimes of Krishna, all the stories you can see there. So it's all stories actually there are. So those classes are taken on Sunday, actually Sunday morning from say maybe 8 o'clock to 9:30, and from 9:30 onwards there will be prasadam, that is a feast, love feast, that is called by Srila Prabhupada. Like you will have a variety of food prepared for the devotees, right? So you can choose any one Sunday to visit uh, ISKCON temple, and you can see that, right? When you come there to the temple, you can see the devotees there, the pure devotees. So they are only from their face. So entire family comes there in the Vaishnava dress. In the beginning, you may not be able to do that, but if you come and observe that, you will feel so happy, right? So where the entire behind the sense gratification here, if you see when people are there, so then actually so many people will be there to prepare the food. They come there, and then so there are some people who will arrange the classes, like they will prepare all the arrangements for the class to be taken, right? And then so there will be some people who will be managing the crowd, right, for the prasadam. So many services there, and devotees come very happily to engage in the devotional service, and you see that this sense of satisfaction is there, and the sense of that blissfulness you can see there, right? So you should take opportunity to whenever nearest possible opportunity is there to visit on Sunday. It's called temple, any temple you go, we'll see this. So you can visit around maybe Darshanarthi is the right time. If you are not able to make it to the 4:30 a.m. So you can go around 7 o'clock. So by 7:30 the Darshanarthi happens, and then you will have a class, and then you will enjoy the feast. Right? So that's the usual schedule. So by 10:30, 11, everything is done. So then you can go back to your material thing. Like if you have planned some visit to someone's place or something, you can do that after 10:30, 11, right? So this is how you can plan to engage yourself in the devotional service. Devotional service is nothing, right? So it is just chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, being in association with devotees, right? Listening about Krishna, being part, and you can also see the nice dance being done when that kirtan happens, right? During that arti and post arti. So the Vaishnavis and also the Prabhujis, so they dance separately. Simple steps, and if you visit ISKCON yourself, then you'll realize that. So you have everything in Krishna consciousness. You don't have to leave anything, right? So people going to unnecessarily going into the night into nightclub and dancing to the uh, like animals to the party animals, you can say, right? So instead of that, you can engage in the devotional service. Here also you have opportunity to dance, right? You have opportunity to sing, right? So every opportunity is there, but this will ultimately help you proceed in the devotional service, right? So all those things are there. So we just have to make ourselves turn our focus towards Krishna. Then you don't have to leave anything, right? You will have a nice food to have, right? You will have a nice people's association, and you will also even have a community like people in the devotee circle. They offer to give business to within the devotee community also. Like so, even materially also you will have the benefits there, right? So once see, as you even in your material world, so you will try to trust people who you know, right? Same way, when you are into the association of devotees, you will trust the devotees, and without any doubt, you will be able to associate with themselves and engage in your day-to-day activities, right? So they will become a nice friends, also devotees, right? So that's why. So it is important that you engage yourself. First thing is you believe that Krishna is the source of everything and he is the supreme personality of Godhead. And then start just engaging in chanting and engaging with devotees. Then definitely you will have a satisfied, blissful life. There is no doubt about that, right? So to experience that, you can visit ISKCON temple any Sunday morning, right? Here you can see the how people are happy in being in Krishna consciousness. Okay, let's move further. Essence of Bhagavad. What is the result of knowing Krishna's opulence and what is pure devotion? To whom Krishna gives intelligence to attain him. How to come out of ignorance, right? So through these slokas also you can read and understand. So what are like how what is pure devotion? Whom Krishna gives. So pure devotion is nothing but see the one who is continuously engaged in pleasing Krishna is a pure devotee, right? He in his life there is nothing else beyond Krishna. Okay, so that's what is pure devotion, right? To whom Krishna gives intelligence to attain him and how to come out of this ignorance, right? So we can go through these slokas like 8, 9, 10, and 11. So key slokas of section 2, right? Tesam satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti payanti te. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me, right? So what he says is, so those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, right? So that love for God is developed when you practice, right? So it will not come first day itself, right? So the more and more you practice, then you will start developing that love for Krishna. And once you develop that love for Krishna, he says, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So here it is not that by reading or by listening you will be able to go back to Krishna. It is only by love for him only that will help you, because once you develop that love, that Krishna will be pleased, and when Krishna is pleased, he himself will reveal through your heart how you can reach him, right? It's such a transcendental thing, right? It's not that by if some person is thinking that by just reading by himself he can know everything and he can go back to Krishna. It's not possible unless you constantly devote your time to Krishna with love, right? Love means nothing like when a mother takes care of a child like that. When you are having a all the time you are thinking about like the mother thinks about child, right? Same way, when you start thinking about Krishna all the time, then that gradually that love is developed, right? And when that love is developed, then Krishna is observing everything, right? And he knows when to reveal what to you, right? So he will gradually reveal more about himself, and he will also make sure that our desires are not deviated. So he will keep Maya away from us, and he will develop such desires which will bring us more closer to him, right? So that's what Krishna is saying. So Krishna is explaining so many ways, right? As you can see, he is repeating these things in so many shlokas. Why? Because we are so like in Kali Yuga, right? So we forget everything. So in each and every shloka, wherever he gets opportunity, he is telling that I am your eternal father. I am waiting for you. Please come to me. Just devote your life to me. I will take care of the rest of the things, right? So people will think, right? So if I engage in devotional service, what about my job? How come I'll earn and all? You don't have to worry. If you just surrender to Krishna, he will take care. Because even if you work or you don't work, whatever is supposed to come to you in this life, it will come to you, irrespective of whether you do any effort towards that or not. Because uh, so as per our karma credit, right, we are supposed to get it. So it might be in some way or the other way, right? If you think that if I stop job, I will not get the money. So Krishna will give another way through which you will get the money, right? So there might be someone helping you, or some other property related boom happens and something you get. So some or the other way will get, but we should not just because of that we should not sit quietly, right? So we should do a normal duty. It's not like that you leave the job completely and all. So just do a normal duty, but you don't go behind the money alone, right? So just to make money, don't over stress yourself, right? Just do a normal job, and you should do a job where you should have a opportunity to give time to devotion also. It's not that just doing a job means like do a normal 9 to 5 job, right? And do something which you like to do, right? It should not be stressful to you. And try to get more time for devotional service. Then you can observe that actually once you start giving more time to Krishna, then Krishna will make arrangements that rest of the things are taken care by some way or the other, right? Someone will be there to help you to take care of other things, right? So it is by practicing you will be able to realize that, right? And yeah, so no need to worry that if you stop working and all of that, you will like future. So you don't have to worry about future. Once you surrender to Krishna, you just think that Krishna is there with you. And when you have that mentality, then Krishna will be there with you and he will take care of things. There are so many pastimes where, in one of the pastime, I don't remember the exact thing, where a person was supposed to get his daughter married. Okay. And he went outside to get the shopping done for that marriage. And what happens when he was there in the other city or town, there was Bhagavatam Saptah happening, right? So where the Bhagavatam Katha was happening for 7 days, right? When he observed that, he thought like, yeah, I'll just attend for some time and then I'll do the shopping and come back. What happens is he was so engaged in that Katha, he sat there without realizing that he was supposed to go to shopping and go back to his town to get her daughter married. But in the meantime, what happens, even though he was there for 7 days sitting, listening to Bhagavatam, Krishna himself made arrangements so that he came himself, he took his uh, form as if that the same person is there. And then he did all the activities that are required to arrange that marriage. And that got over. And once this Bhagavatam Saptam got over, and then he realized that he was supposed to go back and get his daughter married. When he goes back to his town, that everyone was appreciating how well you did the arrangements and all of that, right? So when you surrender completely, Krishna will make arrangements for you. So that you should be rest assured, right? So, so as we now got to know that devotional service is the ultimate goal of our life. So we should start practicing to engage ourselves more into this devotional service, right? We have to just surrender to Krishna and chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and engage in devotional activities, right? So this is another important sloka, right? Tesam ivanuktam partham aham ajnana jatamaha nasayema emya atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhasvataha. To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Right? So, what Krishna is saying here is he will show the special mercy. Right? How he will show the special mercy? By dwelling in their hearts and destroy the by with the shining lamp their ignorance, the darkness of their ignorance, right? So Krishna is there always. So he will once you start devoting himself to yourself to Krishna, so he will remove all the ignorance, right? All the incorrect things that we are doing. So he'll remove all those things and he'll light that shining lamp of knowledge, right? That's what Krishna is telling you. Right. So the three O's to progress in bhakti, right? How we can progress in bhakti is our only goal of life. What should be our only goal is Krishna, right? The Supreme Personality of Godhead. Our only goal of life is to go back to Krishna, attain Krishna, because we have lost that connection of with Krishna actually. So that's he is our eternal Father. So we have lost that connection. So our only goal is to develop that connection and go back to Krishna, right? Who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Our only qualification required is be sincere and devoted to the activities of devotional service, right? Our only qualification to achieve that is to be a sincere devotee, right? To surrender Krishna, engage ourselves in devotional service, right? By chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Only expectation to fulfill. One should perform some sort of work for Krishna with love, right? So this is the only expectation. So the three O's, right? One is we should remember that our only goal in life is to attain Krishna or go back to Krishna. And the qualification for that is being a sincere devotee and engaging in devotional service. And the expectation is like one should perform some sort of works. Like we should do work for Krishna with love. And work for Krishna with love is nothing but engaging ourselves in the services that are there to take care of Krishna, like maybe the temple. Like if you go to temple, so there are so many services. So like you can clean the temple, you can prepare garlands for Krishna, you can engage yourself. If you are good in cooking, you can be part of preparing bhoga for Krishna, right? And if you are good in singing, you can do kirtan about Krishna. If you are good in preaching, you can preach about Krishna and Bhagavad Gita, right? So there are so many things. It's not that you will be doing only one thing or the other thing. So whichever uh, makes you happy or whichever thing you enjoy doing, you have to do it. And ultimately, as we know, right? So our natural inclination is sorrow, right? So we will be so a person who is more um workaholic, he will be always serving his organization or his boss, right? So when they leave the home, their children are sleeping, and when they come back to home, their children are sleeping. Only in weekends, sometimes they will be able to spend time with the family, right? Do you think that life is good for us? Not at all, right? So if such people who are doing that kind of a service or seva to his boss or organization, they can just turn that focus towards Krishna, right? That's all. Anyway, we have to serve someone. If we are not serving our boss, we will be serving our family, right? We are taking care of our parents, we are taking care of our family, wife, kids, children. if someone is alone, he will find a way to serve something, right? He will have a pet or a cat or something. Some people will have so many cats, right? So many dogs also. They are not happy with one dog. They will have two, three dogs, right? So instead of engaging in that, yeah, and what happens, another thing is, if you develop more love for those pets, like for example, if you are having so much attachment to the dogs, and as you are spending most of your time with the dogs, and towards the end of life, you will only remember dogs. And when you remember dog towards the end of your life, you will take birth like a dog, birth as a dog itself. So that's the dangerous thing, right? Yeah, some people are more passionate about swimming, right? So they'll be spending most of their time in swimming pool, and towards the end of their life, they'll remember that. So what happens is, in our life, whatever we have desire or we are passionate about, that is the thing that we'll remember easily at the end of our life, and that will lead us to life which will give an opportunity to enjoy those kind of desires, right? It may not be as a human being, it will be as a different species. Like for a person who is more passionate about swimming, towards the end of life, if he remembers about swimming or this, like then he'll take a birth as a fish, right? So that's how things will happen actually, without with we knowing or unknowingly. So if we know Bhagavad Gita, then we will be careful, right? Where we should put our focus, right? So we should have put our focus in serve, instead of serving someone else, we should serve Krishna. But we should do our duties also. It's not like when we engage in Krishna consciousness, we leave our family and go away. No, so it is our responsibility to take care of our family also, because they are children of Krishna. Even a wife, the children what we have. So they are all the children of Krishna, and Krishna has chosen us to take care of them, right? So our duty is to do all our whatever the duties are there to take care of them, right? So that we should do. Along with that, we can do this also, and we can also involve them also in this Krishna consciousness, right? Right? A family which is in Krishna consciousness, they are always happy, right? So these are the three things we should have. Like one, the goal is to know that Krishna is the ultimate thing. We need to go back, right? The qualification is to be engaging devotional service, and the expectation is to have to do some kind of work to Krishna with love, right? Lessons to learn, section 2. Like if one wants to progress in Krishna consciousness, then one should not consider Krishna and his name ordinary, right? So this is very important. So if you want to progress in Krishna consciousness, Krishna and his name are not ordinary. Both are one and the same, right? Even just the name Krishna or Krishna, both are equal. So that, that's how you should treat, right? The Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Gita is all about Krishna, right? So it is equivalent to Krishna only. And the scriptures, the Krishna, both are one and the same. So that understanding you should have. Devotees don't waste about Krishna, right? So instead of wasting time in talking unnecessary gossips about this current affairs, or about someone else's life, this happened to something happened like this, he did. Like we are always some common topics usually when you are in a corporate thing you will do, right? One is about stock market. So people, when they come to office, they will when they go to for tea or lunch, they will pick the topic of this discussing about stock market, right? So they will say like, I purchased this stock, this stock went like from here to here. So if you had invested here, it would have been this much, 10,000. If you would have invested this by this time, it would have been so much of so many lakhs and all. So we are engaging this kind of, or some other topic is like cricket, right? About IPL or any cricket match that is happening, right? Or you will discuss about movies, right? Or you So this person was he went to on site, he made so much money, right? So you are always discussing about the material things. So instead of wasting time in that, because there is no output out of that, right? So it's all because of their karma thing, whatever they have done, so they will get their benefits. So if you know Bhagavad Gita, then you will not even tend to waste time in these things, right? Because you will definitely realize that all these things are waste of time. So our this human life is there for us to utilize this life to know about Krishna, engage in his service, and go back to Krishna. That's the ultimate goal. When you know this, then you yourself will stop wasting time in these activities, right? But yeah, so that's what is mentioned here. So devotees don't waste time in mundane things. They rather utilize their time in hearing and conversing about Krishna, right? So there are so many small books of Srila Prabhupada. So if you are not ready to read Bhagavad Gita, you can take small books from Srila Prabhupada, written by Srila Prabhupada from any ISKCON temple, right? And you can reach out to our representatives also if you need books, right? So if you, and they will not take much time. So maybe you can, if you sit for continuously for 1 hour, 2 hour, you can finish one book also. Right, like that, small books with special topics Prabhupada has created. So if you read that also, it is actually again the essence of Bhagavad Gita is there in those books as well. So with simple English, it is there. You can get in any language also, actually Kannada, English, they are all translated. Okay, so you can use those books to read about Krishna, his pastimes. Right, there is a book called Krishna book is there actually. So that covers all the pastimes of Krishna actually. So you can take by that. So it is a just stories there. You will have like maybe I think close to 100 plus stories are there in that book. The book name itself is Krishna. Okay. So one should be sincere and should perform some sort of work for Krishna with love. Right. So this is the ultimate thing. Again and again it is told that you should do the work for Krishna with love. So then things will be in place. Acceptance, right? Arjuna's questions. Describe your opulence. How shall I think of you? How shall I know you? Right. So these are the questions asked by Arjuna. So Arjuna is asking, Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Saswatam Divyam, Adidevam Ajam Vibhum, Ahustvam Rasya Sarve, Devarshir Naradasthatha, Asito Devalo Vyasaha, Swayam Chaiva Bravishyami. Arjuna said, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. All the great sages such as Narada, Asita, Devala, and Vyasa confirm this truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. So here Arjuna is telling that, so you are the ultimate, you are the purest, and you are the absolute truth, right? So he is describing Krishna, and also he is telling that so many other sages have proved this. They have confirmed this, right? So you are the eternal, transcendental, original person, unborn, the greatest. And other great sages like Narada, Asita, Devala, they have also, like Vyasa, they have confirmed that this is the truth, that you are the greatest, right? And now you yourself are also declaring it to me, right? So here Arjuna is actually indirectly telling that there is so much proof, there are so many other people have confirmed that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? It's not Krishna alone. He's saying that he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Apart from that, Narada, Sita, Devala, and Vyasa also are confirming that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? So what leads to transformation? Okay, so Arjuna questions how to know more about Krishna, right? So what leads to transformation of our heart and mind? How to make Krishna center of our life? We have to follow footsteps of Arjuna. Bhakti is joyful and fruitful, right? So we can go in detail through these shlokas as well, 12, 13, 14, and 18. Like the ultimate thing is that you have to have a develop a love for Krishna, right? So that's when we will get to know more about Krishna. Because Krishna, once you start developing love for Krishna, he will be pleased and he will start revealing more about himself through your heart. Okay, why is Arjuna asking questions, right? For common people, right? So he's asking so many questions because he knows that even though if he understands, it will help the common people to understand more about Bhagavad Gita, right? So that everyone can hear about Krishna's opulence, right? He's asking so many questions to help all of us, right? To understand more about Krishna and his opulences, right? And for the sake of devotees who taste the nectar, relishing sweet pastimes, right? So he is actually indirectly asking for the sake of devotees or sake of common people, right? For personal absorption also, so that one can think of him at the time of death, right? So this is the reason why Arjuna is asking all these questions, right? So that you know more about Krishna and you remember Krishna through his pastimes and you remember him at the time of death so that you go back to him, right? So this is the ultimate lessons to learn in section 3, right? So acceptance of Krishna as the supreme pure leads to transformation of our heart and mind. Bhagavad Gita should be understood in the parampara system. Right? This is very important, right? You should not take any Bhagavad Gita, right? So there are so many people, they have written Bhagavad Gita by interpreting in their own way without having any guru or anything. Like some PhD person who might think that he can understand it and he can interpret, right? So there are so many people who have written and those Bhagavad Gita will mislead actually, right? So we should have Bhagavad Gita understanding from the parampara system, right? Where a person who is telling Bhagavad Gita, he should have a guru, right? He should have been a disciple and he should have a guru, and his guru should have a guru, and his guru should have a guru. Like that, it should continue till Krishna actually, right? So that is the parampara, the right parampara. Through that disciplic succession, you should learn Bhagavad Gita, right? So here we are doing the same thing, right? So we are actually following the Bhagavad Gita from Krishna, right? Brahma, Narada, like that. It has come through Srila Prabhupada, right? Through Srila Prabhupada, we are going through this. And Srila Prabhupada has clearly said that Bhagavad Gita as it is, right? So as it is, it has come from Krishna to us. He has not changed anything or he has not interpreted in any other way. But there are so many people, because the Bhagavad Gita is so vast and beautiful. So the same thing can be interpreted in a different way, right? Because it's to mislead people, they interpret in their own way, they have agenda, right? So as there are many actually Christian and Muslim communities, they are actually putting effort to mislead through this Bhagavad Gita itself. They'll print their own version of Bhagavad Gita, telling incorrect things about what Krishna has told in their own way, and they'll if someone reads that, then they'll believe that only, and that's how there are so many conversions are happening from Hindu to other communities, other religions, because of that. Because we don't know our thing ourselves, right? So we don't know our culture, we don't know our scriptures, because this has not come in the education system because of the some reasons, right? So they have not allowed this to be part of the education system. Okay. So because of that, what happened? So in our school, we have not taught about this, and in our home also, this was not told because our parents also are not aware of this because of the you can say post-independence, the government itself was not favorable to Hindu, and they removed everything that was related to our culture, history. So they projected Mughal history itself in schools. So even though if we don't know about Bhagavad Gita, we know about the Mughal history very well, right? Why that is because it has come through the education system. So we are misled from the beginning, from our parents to us. So that's why nobody is knowing about Bhagavad Gita. And even if someone goes and tells about Bhagavad Gita, they are scared because this is totally new, right? So we have learned in Christian schools they are taught something else, and what they are taught has is a Western based culture, right? So that we think is the normal, whereas our scriptures, we don't know, because we don't know, and we think that this is not right. But once we now have the got opportunity that to know what is Bhagavad Gita, what is the real thing, what is Sanatana Dharma, then we should also put our effort to spread this knowledge to the others as well, right? So otherwise, we are facing difficult times ahead, right? So that's why. So Bhagavad Gita should be understood in the parampara system, right? Don't get misled by. So as you now know that Bhagavad Gita is great. Just don't go and take any Bhagavad Gita, right? You have to take Bhagavad Gita as it is, written by Srila Prabhupada. Just don't trust anything else, because we know Prabhupada. We will also have a session on Srila Prabhupada as well to explain his biography also. What struggle he did, what effort he has put, so that we are getting this Bhagavad Gita knowledge so easily for us. Towards end of this 18 chapters, so we'll have one session dedicated to Srila Prabhupada as well to understand his life, right? So the point here to take away is that you should not take any other Bhagavad Gita. You should be following. There are two paramparas like Sri Parampara and Brahma Parampara. So these two things are authentic, right? But just stick to Bhagavad Gita as it is from Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so that you are not deviated. Don't think and don't start comparing. So here the intention of knowing Bhagavad Gita is to apply the teachings of Bhagavad Gita in your own life. It's not just to study or understand Bhagavad Gita, what it is, who has written what. Don't get into comparison of Bhagavad Gita written by so many people. You will waste your life actually. So if you are wise enough, you just have to surrender to Krishna, take the teachings of Krishna from the right Bhagavad Gita from Srila Prabhupada, and start implementing. As Bhagavad Gita is a manual, it is not just for reading any other book, right? It is not just to read and leave it. It is to read and implement it and follow it in your life, so that you have a better life. Definitely, you will go back to Krishna. So this material world is not for us. We are temporarily here. It is like a jail, as explained earlier. You don't want to be in jail for a long time, right? When you are in jail, you have to find a way to come out of the jail. Same way, we are now given opportunity to come out of this jail called material world by knowing Bhagavad Gita, right? That's our intention. So don't see if you are. So many people think that once they start knowing about something, they'll go to Google and start searching whether this is right or not. Right? That's a normal trend has happened now. So if you, there are so many reviews are there. So you start, say, when you are buying a house, right? So like that, you think like people start exploring about Bhagavad Gita in that way. That is not required here. Like when you are buying a house, okay, you are inquiring about a builder, whether he has done a good work or not, what is the review. So that is required. But for Bhagavad Gita, you are on the right, you are in the right place now. So you don't have to worry about, you don't go into comparisons. Then you will be in that loop only throughout your life. Because there are so many thousands of versions of Bhagavad Gita by so many people. By the time you compare all of that, then you'll go mad only, right? Then you'll be nowhere. You will go mad, and then again you will take some other species life as a species or anything in next life, right? So instead of that, be wise. As Krishna said, you just have to surrender to me. So just believe in Krishna. He will be with you all the time, right? So don't apply your this Western world techniques or this modern world trends in everywhere, right? So this Bhagavad Gita is not like that. You just have to, even if you are qualified like any CEO or anyone, you just have to be a devotee here. You have to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Only then you will be able to understand this. At least one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra you should chant by praying Krishna that please shower your mercy to understand this. Only then you will be able to understand this in the right way. If you sit and think that you can understand on your own, it is not going to happen. You will be just getting the information like a other Google or any book or you are reading, right? So it is just like that, but you will not feel that love for Krishna. unless you dedicate or surrender to Krishna, right? So hearing about Krishna is fruitful only when person practically performs bhakti. That's what is told here. So when you are in the mode of devotion only, it will be fruitful to you, right? Otherwise, it is just like some information it will be for you, right? These are the important lessons to learn, right? Acceptance of Krishna as the pure, supreme pure, right? Bhagavad Gita from Parampara, and having a bhakti towards Krishna. Okay, so Krishna reveals his opulence to Arjuna. How can we see Krishna, right? So not possible to understand Krishna's greatness by our limited senses. Krishna resides in our heart, right? Everything opulent, beautiful, and powerful springs from a spark of Krishna, right? So here Krishna is revealing more, right? So just from this, he's so powerful and beautiful. Just from the spark of Krishna, so many things are coming out of him, right? And so you can go through these slokas as well, so that you can understand more through the purport of Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so because of section 4. Maharsinam Bhrugur aham giramasme ekam aksharam yajnanam japayajnosmi stavaranam himalayah. So here Krishna is explaining. So, O of the great sages, I am Bhrigu. Of vibrations, I am the transcendental Om. Of sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy names, Japa. And of immovable things, I am the Himalaya. So here Krishna is explaining how you can see him, right? So in the great sages, Bhrigu is you can see, like you can think, like Krishna is saying, he is Bhrigu among the sages, right? And in the different mantras or vibrations, you can say, like Om, he is saying that I am Om in the transcendental vibrations. So you can see, as you can see, Om is said before any name, right? So like even if you say like Om Namah Shivaya, right? So Om is Krishna. Om Ganesha Namah. Om is Krishna, like that. So you can see without Krishna there is nothing in this world. So even if you are praying to any god also, you always say Om before that, right? So that Om is nothing but Krishna. Directly or indirectly, Krishna is there, but we are not knowing that. Now with this knowledge, we can understand, right? So Om is there everywhere, and Om is the Krishna, right? And of the sacrifices, I am chanting the holy names, right? Chanting like the japa is the ultimate sacrifice, right? That's he's saying, I am the japa, I am the holy name, right? That's why there is no difference between the holy name and Lord Himself. He is saying that the holy name, so I am the chanting of the holy name, japa, right? So when you are chanting, means actually Krishna is dancing on your tongue. Actually, when you actually will realize that actually, like whenever you are doing a good chanting, right, in the morning, so you will feel happy, and you will feel to continue to do chanting, because in the morning you are not distracted, and you are completing your japa within the time, like between 6 to 7 minutes. If you are able to complete the chanting of one round, so that is perfect actually, right? And when you're doing that, you will actually feel that bliss, and that tongue, you will realize that Krishna is dancing on your tongue actually, right? So tongue is actually important thing. One is to chant Hare Krishna mantra, and second is to take prasadam only to your body. So if you do these two things properly, then your desires are taken care, right? And your bhakti is also taken care, because you are when you are not eating prasadam, actually you are eating sin actually. But over a period of time, you can develop that. Maybe initially, like you were able to give only fruits and water or milk to as a naivedya. So now you should start doing like at least one meal a day. You prepare it for Krishna and give it to him, and then take the remnants of that. So whatever you offer to Krishna, and take that as a food, right? So that is a prasadam actually. So when you take prasadam, then it will purify you actually, right? Because it is not having any accumulation of sin or anything. So it will purify. And when you start having all the 3 meals as a prasadam, then obviously you will be purified, right? 100%. Then your thoughts also are purified. Then Krishna will ensure that your desires, unnecessary material desires, are not coming to you, right? So he will take care what is required for you. So he will give things what is required for you. He will not give things which are not required for you, right? So only the relevant things will be given to you, and with that you will be able to make progress in bhakti and go back to Krishna, right? So 2 things you can remember. You should not leave any point of time, even after going through this 18-day session later also. You just have to remember this. Don't leave chanting of Hare Krishna mantra daily, and don't leave taking prasadam, right? After a bhoga is given to Krishna, then it becomes prasadam. So take that, right? So that with that, these 2 things will ensure that you are not attacked by Maya, right? So these things will take care of your desire and your activities, right? You will be in the right path of spiritual journey, right? So in the immovable things, Krishna is saying he is the Himalaya, right? So like this, you can see Krishna everywhere, right? We have seen like he's the taste of water, right? He's the fragrance of flower, right? He's the ocean, right? Everything. So you can see there. So in among the animals, he's the lion, right? He has given so many examples to make him understand for us, right? Yeah, you can see here, mind. So seeing Krishna everywhere, you can see the life force. Right? You can see that Atma. So he's the life force. As Paramatma, he's there. So he's the ocean among the water. He's the lion among the animals, right? And in the devotees, he's the Prahlad Maharaj, chanting of holy name. So Narad Muni, among the Munis, he is the Narada Muni, right? So whichever thing you think is the best, so he's Krishna, right? Even if any intelligence, even if you compare any colleague or any CEO who is doing a great thing, it's all because of the intelligence of Krishna only, right? It's not, and he was so, in the previous life, he has done so many good things or pious things. That's the reason that person is able to progress faster in his career, right? It's not possible for everyone to become a CEO, right? Why? Because that intelligence is lacking in everyone, and that intelligence is given by Krishna, and that is coming through your past lives. That's why I'm saying, like in this life, whatever you are doing is a preparation for the next life, right? If you just spend time in just be doing your basic activities, then you will be taking another life for like this only. But if you engage yourself in devotional service, Krishna will ensure that you will have a much better and great life for next life actually, right? So now we think that, oh, she is become a CEO and all of that. So that's all through bhakti only it happens. It is not going to happen through any, what you will be able to do. Like if you don't have intelligence, how is it possible? So as per your karma, you are supposed to get only this much in this life. Beyond that, even if you do whatever thing, it is not going to happen, right? There was one story also, right? We heard actually one farmer was very poor, and he requested the Lord to shower mercy to make him get some good money so that he can take care of his family. He was given 10 gold coins from his house to the farm. He was Lakshmi came and dropped 10 coins, and he took all those coins, but he was not happy. After that, he was searching for the 11th coin. So when Lakshmi has given only 10 coins, there is no chance that the 11th coin will appear, right? So that way, we should be satisfied with what we have in that, and then engage ourselves in Krishna and engage ourselves in devotional service. Then, so you are actually preparing for next life. Forget about this life now, right? Because as we are doing the same thing throughout our life, right? So when we take birth, we go to school. We go to good school so that we get a good marks, and we go to good college. We get a better seat in a good college, right? And ultimately, what is for that? That is for to have a better job, right? We are preparing from childhood till our youth to just to get a one job, good job, right? So same way you can think, right? You can get a much better life of being in a rich family or being in a service of chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and engaging in devotional services, right? So same thing we are doing, nothing that, but just don't waste your life like any other animal like cats or dogs, right? So this human life is given to ensure that we understand Krishna and we go back to Krishna. So that you keep in mind and just chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and take prasadam. That's all. If you do these two things, you will have a better life, this life as well as next life. Yeah, seeing Krishna everywhere. Yeah, you can see Krishna in Ganga. You can realize Krishna at the time of death. In silence, also Krishna is there in spiritual science. Right? So lessons to learn in this section. So we need to purify our senses to appreciate the greatness of Krishna. So we have to purify our senses by doing this devotional service, by developing love for Krishna, so that the greatness of Krishna we can appreciate, right? Arjuna is not in ignorance, but we are. So we can come out of this ignorance by practicing bhakti, right? So Arjuna was already a devotee, right? So that's why Krishna is giving a Bhagavad Gita to him, right? But we are not, we are ignorant actually, right? And we have to come out of this ignorance by practicing bhakti. So we should start doing bhakti. Doing bhakti is nothing but just surrendering to Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, taking prasadam, right? So all things from Brahma to small ant are existing due to Krishna entering in them as super soul, right? This is important thing, right? Even Brahma is also part of the material world only. He also has a lifespan of 100 years, right? Right now he is at the age of 50. 50 years, one day is going on for Brahma. But the duration of that will be longer, right? I think in one of the thing it will be explained. So Brahma's one day is so many yugas actually, right? The one Divya Yuga is only 4 yugas come make it one Divya Yuga, right? So Brahma's one day is actually one kalpa, right? If you, I think we'll get to that in one of the chapters. So we'll have that calculation, right? So it is longer duration, but still he is also going to die, right? So same way, like even if you take the ant or a Brahma, they are all small. They're part of this material world only. They are existing due to Krishna entering, and in everyone's heart, Krishna is there. Even in Brahma's heart, Krishna is there. Even in the ant's heart, also Krishna is there, right? As a super soul. So these are the things we should remember. अथवा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवर्जुना विस्तभ्यहम् इदं कृत्स्नम् एकं सेन स्थितो जगत्. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe, right? So here Krishna is telling, so just with a single fragment of himself, he is able to support this entire universe, right? What need is there? So this is, see, there's no need to get into this much of detail he's saying. So just for his, why Krishna is telling that just from single fragment I'm able to support or create this universe, right? You can see here. So this is one universe actually. So you can see here the Mahavishnu. There are so many universes coming out of his pores, right? So each one of this bubble is one universe actually. And this universe we have 14 lokas, right? So they are coming from Garbhodakaya Vishnu actually. So he's a Vishnu. Again, in each universe there is one Vishnu who is called Garbhodakaya Vishnu.
Hare
And
Krishna,
from
Prabhu.
him, Brahma is coming, and there are
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
so many 14 planets are there. Yes,
Prabhu,
Prabhu, you're
Prabhu,
saying
we are
something.
running out of time.
Yes, Prabhu.
Sorry,
I'll
Prabhu.
finish. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
it is
Okay.
almost done. This is a vast, big chapter actually. Just wanted to cover.
Yes, Prabhu, I know.
Yeah, so this is important. So you can understand how the universe is actually. So like this, there are so many universes, and in each universe you will have a Brahma. Okay, and based on our karma, we will be deciding. Right now, we are in the middle of say 14 lokas. In the middle, it is Earth. If you go higher planets, those are Swarga and all of that, and below planets are for Naraka and all. Right. So based on your karma credit, you will take birth in either Earth or heaven or like that. Right. So this is important to understand. And Durga is the controller of this universe actually. Right. So that you can see. And Brahma is the creator. Okay. So conclusion of Bhagavad Gita chapter 10. So we learned how to concentrate on Krishna by hearing. Bhakti is joyful and fruitful, but should be implemented practically in life. One should accept the message of Bhagavad Gita as Arjuna accepted. Eagerness is the qualification to progress in Bhakti, right? So these are the, can think of a summary, right? So we learned how to concentrate on Krishna, right? How we can concentrate is by hearing more and more about Krishna, right? And Bhakti is joyful and fruitful, but we need to implement it, right? When one should accept the message of Bhagavad Gita as Arjuna accepted means basically you should surrender. You should believe in what Krishna is saying, and eagerness is the qualification to progress. So you should be more and more eager to know about Krishna, and then you will make a progress in Bhakti, right? So that's the essence here. So how important it is hearing and the essence of Bhagavad Gita, right? Don't consider ordinary. It's a like waste of time, right? So basically acceptance. So accepting Krishna purifies, we have to follow the parampara system, right? Practical bhakti, right? Krishna is unlimited, proven by examples of energy. So you can see Krishna everywhere. You can see so many examples are there, right? So this is the essence of chapter 10. So basically, just remember a few things. Like one is surrender to Krishna, right? Continue to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on a daily basis. Continue to give bhoga and take prasadam as a food, right? So start with one meal, then extend it to all the meals. Okay. Initially, it may not be possible. So gradually you can take the steps. Okay. But definitely, once you start doing that, you will start enjoying that, right? So as tongue is the controller of anything, our desires and all. So use your tongue for chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and take the pure food, like the sattvic food, which is offered to Krishna. So these two things will help you. And hear about Krishna all the time and engage yourself in devotional activities. So this way you will purify yourself and please Krishna, and Krishna will shower your mercy, and he will help you understand more about himself through your heart only. Right. So this is the essence of chapter 10. So what's there for tomorrow? Tomorrow we'll learn in chapter 11 about a universal form of Krishna actually. So Arjuna requests for universal form. So Krishna shows the universal form, then Arjuna does the prayers to tell more about himself, and then finally he shows the armed form of himself. Okay. So quiz is there. So please complete the quiz so that you can get a certificate. So let us end this today's session by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so here you can see from Bhagavatam, canto 3rd chapter, 51 sloka. So my dear king, although Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults, there is still one good quality about this age. Simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, one can become free from material bondage and be promoted to the transcendental kingdom. Right. So this is again telling the importance of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. But in Kali Yuga, if you just chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you will be taken out of this cycle of birth and death. So Sri Lakshmi Narasimha in our temple, Gandharvika Giridhari, HBR ISKCON temple. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can take. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu, for the nice explanation.
Apologies for
no,
more time.
no, Prabhu, no, Prabhu. Bhagavad Gita is like that, na? We can speak and speak and speak. And it is very difficult to conclude one chapter in 1 hour. Actually, many times it happens, one shloka takes one hour.
Yeah.
So, no worries, Prabhu. It was just a reminder. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Because of the time limit, we can take quickly 1 or 2 questions. Yes, Basavaraj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. I am from Madhava Circle.
Yes,
So I came here for inviting you all devotees to our 1-day trip to Gunja Narasimha Swami Temple, T. Narsipura, which is on 25th May 2025, this Sunday. So the sacred temple, Gunja Narasimha Swami Temple, is located in T. Narsipura. It is about 145 kilometers from Bangalore. So I invite you all the devotees of Govinda Circle to please come and we'll have a spiritual experience, blissful experience. And it is the temple which is located on the bank of 3 rivers confluence, sacred temple. And also one more temple is there, Gunja Agasteshwara temple, which is also called Dakshina Kashi. And also it is there is one grand event will happen like in Prayagraj. Kumbh Mela also last time happened in February. So it's a very auspicious place. You all come and join with us. Please have a experience. I invite you all with heartily. Please, is my humble request. Please come and
Yes,
enjoy. Thank you. Hare
thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Hare.
So this is as part of our devotee association, we do one day trip every fourth Sunday of every month actually, and we have different circles who do it every month. So this time Madhava Circle is arranging that. So you just have to come there with your own transport arrangement. There will be prasadam. So whoever is interested, you will also get a Google form to indicate how many people you are coming, and yeah, so you can be part of that, and so that if you tell the number of people coming, so they will arrange the prasadam for those people. So this is our regular yatra, you can say, like 1 day a month. So that way we get a opportunity to meet different devotees, understand about their life, right, and exchange conversation about devotional service and all of that. And you will also have opportunity to do service as part of this, right? So by doing service, you can also be part of this devotional service, right? So you can be part of, like, you can reach out to the organizers on how you can help in arranging the things for the trip also. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can reach out to one of us. You will be guided. Okay. So people in Govinda Circle definitely know whom to reach and all. But whoever is attending this Bhagavad Gita session for the first time, so they can reach out to our representatives if you are planning to visit us. So we'll accommodate you and guide you. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for your time and explaining this.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the invitation. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let us chant once Hare Krishna Mahamantra before we end the session. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्य वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री राधा माधव की जय। श्री श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा डियर डिवोटीज। हरे कृष्ण मंजुनाथ प्रभु, किशन प्रभु हरे कृष्ण, प्रकाश प्रभु हरे कृष्ण, नलिनी माता जी, बसंता माता जी हरे कृष्ण, बीना माता जी, सुमा माता जी हरे कृष्ण, मीना माता जी, प्रिया माता जी हरे कृष्ण, राजेश प्रभु हरे कृष्ण, उमापय माता जी हरे कृष्ण, प्रद्युम्न प्रभु हरे कृष्ण, छाया माता जी, प्रमीला माता जी हरे कृष्ण, माता जी हरे कृष्ण, हरे कृष्ण बसवराजु प्रभु हरे कृष्ण, चंद्रशेखर प्रभु, श्वेता माता जी हरे कृष्ण,
हरे कृष्ण बसवराज प्रभु, मंजुनाथ प्रभु,
Hare
किशन
Krishna.
प्रभु,
Hare
श्वेता
Krishna.
माता जी, हरे कृष्ण to all.
Can I end the session, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, dear